Hi all, Jeanette here, and today is the day that I'm supposed to take the eggs off the turner in the incubator and lay them down flat on the shelf that they're on and let them rest that way in one position for the last 3 days before it's time for them to hatch. So that's what we're here to do today. Earlier this week I had kind of a bad experience with the eggs. I decided to check them. I was going to take all the eggs out and check them over, maybe try to do a little bit of candling, which didn't really work very well. But whenever I started to pull the first shelf out, all of a sudden I heard a pop and a rotten egg flew up into my face and got into my eye. I screamed and ran to the bathroom and started washing my eye out. It didn't hurt it, really. It just scared me. And then the stench was awful. I thought I would never get it washed off of me and out of me again. So I decided to be a little more careful. I obviously bumped it or jostled it, or I don't know exactly what. Well, instead of trying to do anything to them in the house, I took them outside on our patio table, and I found another one, and I picked it up. I could tell that it wasn't really a very good egg. I picked it up, and I started carrying it away off the patio. All of a sudden, it burst too. That one didn't get on my skin as much, but it got on my clothes, and it's amazing what was in those eggs. It's just this foul green bubbly stuff that had developed in there, I guess because of the intense heat. Well, it's not really intense, but the consistent temperature, which is about 100 degrees in the incubator, and it developed this rotten egg into just some horrific stuff that was crazy. But I lived through that and got the eggs kind of sorted out and took out any that looked like they were rotten and gonna do something like that again, because I had opened up the incubator and I could smell rotten eggs in there, and I knew that something wasn't right, and I found out what it was and got things taken care of, I think. But today I'm going to take them all out. I'm going to take them off of the egg carton flats that I have and lay them on the shelf and get that process started. I'm going to turn the rotator thing off. Carefully slide this out. See that egg right there? I bet it wants to explode. See that one that's kind of dark? And here's another one over here. I've taken these cartons of eggs off of this homemade hardware cloth shelf that was in my incubator, and I'm going to put paper towels on them because those holes are quite big, and I'm thinking it could cause trouble with the ducklings as they hatch. And I'm just going to lay the eggs down here. This egg right here is really discolored, and I don't think it's any good, but I guess I'll go ahead and put it in there. I've seen other people hold them up to their ear and think that they could hear something in there, but I certainly can't hear anything. Here's another very discolored egg. I wish I could know what's inside there. I think it smells kind of rotten. You know what? I think I'm not even going to put that in there. I'm kind of afraid to smell it after what happened before. Not going to put that one in there either. So I'll go put these back in. This is the second shelf. The holes in this wire mesh on this shelf are very small, like 1/4 inch or so, 3/8 inch maybe. And so I'm not going to put anything on there so that there'll be good air circulation in the incubator. When I handled them, I could see the air pocket on the top end of the egg, but for the most part, the rest of the egg mass was just dark. I couldn't see any kind of veins or any kind of shape. It was all just dark. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Here's another discolored egg. I did find a couple that were just yellow all the way through, so I took them out because obviously they weren't doing anything, had not developed any sort of embryo. Okay, I'll get these in, bring the others out. Well, those are the eggs that I took out. I decided that there's something wrong with them, like rotten, and I'm not going to put them in there. But what I am going to do is take them away from the house and break them and see what's inside. I brought them over here away from everything, and I'm going to find a stick to hit them with. Well, it's not exactly a 10-foot pole, but I'm going to get far enough away that I hope it doesn't splat me. And well, this is pretty horrible because when I cracked it open, it actually has a duckling in it. But it looks dead. I don't think it was alive when I opened it. So I don't know if it died and then got discolored on the shell because it was dead or what, but it scared me enough that I'm going to put these other eggs back in the incubator. Except for that one right there. It smells rotten, so I'm going to hit it and get it open too. Okay, I've got it on zoomed in. I'm going to hit that egg and see what happens. It looks to me like it was possibly fertilized. It's a fertile egg that expired and didn't go ahead and make into a duckling. So I don't know. This is a learning process for me, and I don't know how to interpret that. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments below. When you take the eggs off of the turner and lay them down in the incubator to rest like that until they're ready to hatch, you have to make sure that your humidity is high during the rest of the process. And this incubator has a tray right here that I'm going to try to keep topped off between now and then to make sure that there's increased humidity. The humidity helps the baby ducklings to get out of the shell. If it's too dry in there, the shell will kind of stick to their body, or they won't be able to turn around in there to do what they have to do to get out. So let's get some water in this jar and I'll get that filled up. I got pretty warm water for this because I don't want it to cool the incubator off. I'm just going to pour that in there. The fan blows across the top of that and causes the moisture to spread out in the whole incubator. And now it's just time to wait until it's Wednesday. Today is Sunday, and the eggs are set to hatch on Wednesday, so we'll watch what goes on between now and then. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.